Lots of rain this spring. We got a lot of snow. Obviously, when that melts off, then we get these grasses here, and they get to be pretty tall. So we were just watching those cure out. Discussions were made in our daily briefings and all that about our fuels drying out, and they finally did. So that day, I was actually coming out here to patrol. This is my patrol area, so the call came in for them to respond. So saw the smoke in sight. I just kind of went for it. We had kind of that short range spotting turned into long range spotting, and we, once the fire came down into here, we had actually had a spot across the highway. It was about a quarter mile out in front of it, and the fire behavior on that was pretty extreme.
We were in town having lunch with our kids, and we got a phone call. One of our friends called us up and told us there was a fire, that he said it was in Unit 1. And we're like, okay, we got a little bit of time. And not even 10 minutes later, we got another call saying that the fire has jumped and it is now in Unit 4. It literally took us probably about 20 minutes to get home.
Over there.
And they kept we wanted to grab things, and they told us we had no time to grab things. The house was very, very smoky. There was fire all around. And they just told us, get out, get out. So we had to leave. But when we got there, like I said, everything was on fire. Oh my God, oh my God.
When we pulled up there, we felt very devastated. Our house was engulfed. The garage was already burnt down. All the outbuildings were on fire. And it was fully engulfed at the time we pulled up. And we sat there for a minute and just looked at it and just heart broke. And got our dog and we just left.
We were out celebrating my birthday, and on our way back to our RV, we were flagged down at the road stop by my husband telling us what had happened up at the property. He had seen our neighbors and they told him that the place was on fire. We saw smoke. We saw a lot of skeletons of what used to be there, cars and motorcycles and outbuildings and houses and garages and just a lot of nothing. Everything was gone. The trees were gone. I mean, the trees were still burning. They were there. They were just black sticks now instead of the beautiful green trees they were.
I work for the Oregon Department of Human Services, and in Human Services, our role is to provide services to families in Oregon. And our mission is to reduce the impact of disasters on Oregonians. And working together is the best way for us to be able to do that. They don't know if their property's gone, they don't know if their home's gone, they had to leave behind their animals, or they couldn't grab their animals in time. It's hard because there's so many emotions when you have a fire like this, and I'm from the Klamath Basin. I was born and raised here, and I feel like the whole basin is my community. We offer emotional support. We have community partners that we can bring in, that there's a crisis team with our local partners that are willing to come in and talk to folks. The American Red Cross also has counseling for folks to process their grief. We can also bring in faith-based resources as well. So there's plenty of community partners that are willing to step up and assist people with that emotional state, as well as moving forward with recovery. My phone has been going off all day, every day for the last 7 days with community partners and agencies in the Klamath Basin that want to help them respond to this. They want to help people process their grief and then move forward into recovery and rebuilding. And the community really supports that.
The Oregon Department of Emergency Management coordinates all disaster relief efforts, including federal, state, and non-governmental organizations. And our primary goal is really to identify all of the resources we can to help individuals, families, and communities recover from the disaster. They've lost everything. They're angry, they're upset, they're confused, they're scared. They really don't know where their next steps are going to be. Our job at Department of Emergency Management is really to help them identify those first steps. We're not going to be able to make them whole, but we try to gather all of the resources we can to get them on their journey. Recovery takes a long time. We're not talking weeks or months. We could be talking years before somebody gets back to that pre-disaster recovery. It's the Department of Emergency Management helping coordinate all state agency activities, non-governmental activities. We bring in the philanthropic community to stay with the community for the long haul. We're going to be there as long as we have resources and as long as we need to be there to help the communities get back to normal.
We're not quitters. We were determined. This was our home, our forever home. We have forever neighbors. You have to have a forever home. And this wasn't going to push us out. We're going to rebuild. We're going to come back bigger and better.
Well, we're up there right now cleaning up. We are going to rebuild. It's going to be a process. I mean, we have to go through so many steps and so many jumps, but we're going in the right direction. And we got good neighbors that, you know, they're rebuilding, we're rebuilding. So it's going to be nice once it's all done.
We're hoping to be better than what it was, but it's going to be a couple years, we know that. So.